ultimately whatever you wish to do in your life. If you want to do anything successfully, you must have clarity, isn't it? How much clarity do you have is all there is, isn't it?
This channel is about gaining clarity and providing action plan. The way to gain clarity is by going through mindfulness and logical thinking to produce action plan. This is why it takes longer time, because I need to explain to you, I need to tell you why I choose this topic and what are the obscurities. After going through the logical thinking and the action plan, I need to wrap up, reiterate the point and make conclusion. Making you understand takes time. Therefore, bear with me and watch to the end. Watch this video to the end to find out. At one point in time, everyone will ask this kind of questions. What is life? What is the purpose of life? Is life meaningless? You may have heard the answer from the psychological aspect, or from the spiritual aspect, or from the scientific aspect. Have you heard of it from the logical thinking aspect? The answer from the logical thinking is life is all about the self. Don't disagree with me first. Watch this video to the end. It is important for you to see that life is all about the self, because it will change your mindset. It will change the way you see things, and it will also change your attitude towards life. This video could be your turning point of life. Let's begin the reflection process. Stage 1, mindfulness. Stage 1, mindfulness. Talk about the topic based on facts and information. The topic today is life is all about the self. At one point in time, most people will ask this kind of question. What is the purpose of life? Why should I live? What is the meaning of life? How to live a meaningful life, etc. These are philosophical. It could be very confusing because it is subjective. Let's take the logical thinking approach, because logical thinking involves facts and information. Here are the 3 key facts of life. Number 1, from the macro aspect, things happen to you every day. The bad things, the good things, or the neutral things. Number 2, from the micro aspect, you make things happen every day. Small things, normal things, or big things. Number 3, internally, some things happen within you every day. The feeling, the thinking, the emotions, etc. These 3 are the facts of life. Let's move on to stage 2 and stage 3, logical thinking and action plan. Stage 2 and stage 3, logical thinking and action plan. Logical thinking is to see how things make sense. Point number 1, from the macro aspect, things happen to you every day. This is about things that are external and uncontrollable, such as some things happen globally, worldwide, or something happen in our country, such as the government announcements, or some things happen in the market, such as inflation, supply shortage, demand shortage, etc. Some have direct impact on you, but some have a little bit impact or no impact. All these have one common point. It has got to do with you because you are part of it. Logically, these are the questions you have to ask. A, how do you face it? How do you face all these uncontrollable happenings externally? B, what can you do? What do you need to do? C, how can you help? Their suggestion action plan is, first, recognize that these is uncontrollable. Do not mourn over it. Do not dwell on the negativity for too long. Sure, we are human beings. We cannot avoid feeling shock, feeling bad, and feeling frustrated. It is okay, but don't dwell on it too long. See this point. It is all about the self. It is about how do you face it? What can you do? What should you do? How can you help? Quickly turn to your mind from outward into inward. Focus on these questions. Once your mind focusing on these questions, you will pull yourself out from the negativity because focus is narrow. It's like a light beam. The logic is it is uncontrollable. You cannot stop it happening with one individual effort. But if everyone focus on the self, work on the self, do something and focus on the self, the uncontrollable will become controllable. Do you see this? What have happened externally, even though it is uncontrollable, you need to pay attention on this and do something, despite if it is bad, good, or neutral. For example, the inflation. I need to look at my financial situation and ask this question to myself. Has it affected my buying power? If yes, what can I do? What must I do? What should I do to fill the gap, etc.? Point number 2. From the micro aspect, you make things happen every day. This is about the things that within your reach and in the sphere of your involvement, such as home and family, work and work-related, social sphere, recreational activities, including hobbies, interests, etc. Some impacts could be created by you, but some impact could be created because of you. About your involvement, some are controllable, but some are not. The key point here is, although you do not make things happen directly, you could still make things happen indirectly through your responses or your reactions. All these have one thing in common. It is all about the self. Controllable or not controllable, directly or not directly. This is the undeniable fact. You will make mistakes. You will create problems. You will make someone unhappy. You will have a bad day at work. You will have troubles in your recreational activities. You will have someone dislike you in your social life, etc. Logically, the question is, how do you respond to all these unfavorable happenings? Instead of responding, do you react? Do you blame? Do you justify yourself? Do you point your fingers out? I suggest that you take a moment to reflect. Where did it lead to? Did it help? Or did it start a vicious cycle? At one point in time, it will make sense for you to pause and do a reflection. Then you will turn your fingers from outwards to inward. This will be the turning point of your life. The suggestion for action plan is spend some quiet time to do reflection and ask yourself these questions. A. What is the purpose for pointing your fingers out? Are you trying to push everything out so that the negative impact will not come upon you? Or you are just airing out your frustration? Or are you just expressing your points so that people know it is not your fault? The point is, be clear about your purpose. Why do you focus outward, not inward? This will help you to see what makes sense and what does not make sense. Do question yourself. Question your purpose. Question your intention. Question your agenda, etc. B. Ask yourself, what have you learned from this happening? Ask this question in every incident, every happening. See it with open mind and open heart. See what you have not seen. Make sure you learn the lesson. Because every happening comes with a lesson. If you don't see it, it has got to do with the closing. Logically, seeing is about closing and opening. Either your mind is closed or your heart is closed. The way to be open is to keep seeking, keep questioning yourself until you see it. You may need external help. Go get it. Point number 3. Internally, something happens within you every day. This is about your inner world. Nobody knows what is going on within you, inside you, but yourself. Such as your feeling, your emotion, your thinking, the energy within you, etc. In fact, all that going on inside you, within you, are controllable if you are trained to do so. It is a matter of if you are driving or you are being driven. The point here is it is all about the self. You are the one who gets the direct impact, the direct influence. The logical question is, do you know that you can be the driver of your feelings and emotions? Most people don't know. Therefore, they just flow with their feeling, flow with their emotion. Or most people think that it is okay to have anger. It is okay to have frustration and all the negative feelings and emotions. Most people accept that this is just being human. Nonetheless, from the science aspect, it is the brain that controls our actions. The cerebellum at the back of our brain and below the cerebellum controls the balance, movements, and coordination. And the cerebellum does intervene in regulating emotion and mood. The suggestion for action plan is stay at your brain level in any situation. Turn to your brain instantly and apply logical thinking. Logical thinking leads you to seeing the logic clearly. Once you see that it makes sense, it intervenes in regulating your emotion and mood. Change your mindset. Believe in what makes sense. Instead of what you feel, you drive your feeling and manage your emotions with your logical thinking. Make your feelings flow with the logical thinking, not the other way around. Because logical thinking leads to clarity, whereas feeling and emotion leads to confusion and complication, especially the negative ones. In conclusion, you may have heard about life from the philosophical aspect, the spiritual aspect, or the scientific aspect. Have you heard about life from the logical aspect? Logical thinking involves facts and information. As a result of logical thinking, the answer is life is all about the self. It's about you. Think about all that going on, visible or invisible, controllable or uncontrollable. Externally, it is about what you can do, what you need to do, what you should do, how do you face it, what should you learn, what can you see, how do you respond, etc. Internally, it is about your brain and your heart. It is about your thinking and your feelings. If you see all this, you will know that every happening is a lesson for you to learn. It is to make you a better person. Therefore, point all your fingers inwardly. Don't blame. Don't complain. Don't moan. Don't accuse. Shh. Have peace and be in harmony. We have gone through mindfulness and logical thinking to produce action plans. This is the way I show you how to gain clarity via reflection process mechanism. I am Alicia Tate, the certified professional coach and HRDF certified trainer. If you need extra help, either one-to-one or in a group, please visit my website, jjecorporatepro.com. I will continuously going through some topics to help you gain clarity via reflection process mechanism. I invite you to think about this. Is it more important for you to get motivated and know what to do but don't know how to do it? Or is it more important for you to truly understand how to do it? Certainly when you know how to do it, you know what to do it, right? Remember this. When you understand, you will be clear. When you are clear, you will believe firmly. When you believe firmly, you will be committed. And when you are committed, you will be passionate. Commitment and passions are the two key drivers for persistency, perseverance, determination, etc. Watch out for my next video, Reflection Time with Alicia Tay. If you find this video is helpful to you, please subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell because you will be notified when I upload a new video. Thanks for watching and see you in my next video.